Welcome to the Guest of the Week segment on Breakfast Weekend. And our guest today is someone that you would love to meet. Believe me, she's a woman of strength. She's a businesswoman, she's a relationship coach, she's a music trainer, and a gospel artist. I'm talking about no other person than Ibironke Basorun. Thank you for coming on Breakfast
Thank you
Weekend.
for having me on the show. I'm so happy to be here with you.
Thank you. So, who is Ibironke Basorun? I mean, most people would know you some people would know you from afar. They would know you when you're ministering. But someone that wants to get to know you, the things they would ordinarily not know, what do you think you can tell them about that?
A lot of people see me as an introvert. I know an extrovert.
Yes.
Outside because of what I do. I'm actually an introvert. I'm used to, I love myself as in being alone. And then I love music.
Obviously.
That's my first call, and it's been 25 years down the road. Then I think that's pretty much everything about me. I love God.
It's obvious.
I love what I do.
At what age did you start singing? You said 25 years ago.
Yeah.
How was it like then?
Professionally, 25 years. So that's what I would say. Professionally, 25 years. So if you deduct that from my age, starting, I knew I was going to be a musician when I was like 10. I love music, and I knew personally that I was going to be a musician. There was a day my uncle was asking me and my junior one some questions. What would you like to be in the future? One of my brothers said, I want to become a doctor. The other one said, I want to become an accountant. I was like, I want to become a musician. I want to be like Mommy Bolare.
Oh, wow.
So those were the musicians then. I want to be like Mommy Bolare. I want to be like Mommy Ton Shweto. I never knew all those people. So I used to listen to their music. My mother buys their cassettes. Then we're using cassettes. I listen to them on radio. So I just said I wanted to be like them.
What was people's reaction when you told them then that you wanted to be a musician? Because it was at a time that it was the prominent thing was be a doctor, a banker,
a lawyer.
You know.
The funny thing then was that I was very good in handy things. Like you could just bring your television and just repair it without knowing anything about it. I repaired things at home. So my dad thought I would go in for electrical engineering.
That was still acceptable.
my dad is a licensed surveyor.
Okay.
So he finished with first class in physics in OAU. So he felt, okay, this girl, let's just take her through the line of sciences and all that. And because of my height and I could argue, my mother wanted me to become a lawyer. So, but I had another thing entirely in mind. I wasn't the book-wise person then. If it was in the days of this Montessori education, whether they could have, tuned towards what I really desire, want to do. So I wasn't doing well in school. So that one really affected me because I wasn't book-wise actually. So then they didn't get it. And it was really a struggle. I was locked out many times because of that. So, and there was this word that kept me moving, and I was like, I know I'm going to make it. Somehow I'm going to make it. I didn't know how, but I just.
Where did that come from?
I just don't know. I believe at everybody's point in your lifetime, there is always this. I think it was just like a still little voice in me, telling me if I could just push further, I could just be stronger and believe in myself. Okay, for somebody like me, I'm will driven, I'm self driven. It takes God to change some aspects. It takes God to tell me this is not working. So I think I've always had that voice in my head. I will make it. I will make it. Just keep going. Just keep pressing on. So that's one kept me. And I didn't look for the easy way out. So I had to go for trainings and all that. Along the way, I met my pastor, who actually played a big role in my life. Pastor Femi Emmanuel, Living Spring Chapel. and I came to their church. He had me sing once and was like, this girl, you can sing. And so we discussed, and he found out that I had issues at home and all that. So he took me up on his wings and put me in music schools, and from there schooling in the line of music and everything. That brought me to this point.
You mentioned something important. You mentioned process, learning, and a lot of gospel artists nowadays feel that once you have that talent, you don't have to go through any process. You just have to sing. Once you know how to sing and your voice is nice, people tell you, oh, it's good. They just go out there and they're ready. They're ready to take on the world, so to speak. Do you feel that's the right way to go?
No, it's not. Well, everything in life is about process. Nobody just gets to the top. You need to climb to the top. I knew what I wanted to become. And I knew that my work is mostly dominated by males. Because I wanted to become a choir trainer. I'm a choir trainer. So if I'm going to be a choir trainer, I must be equipped enough to do it. So those are the things that actually gingered me that, okay, you need to know the theory music. You need to go for vocal trainings. You need to do that. So for somebody that is coming up, it's not enough for you to have a good voice. The technical aspect of it is very, very important, because how are you going to explain your music to somebody that is going to play for you? So you need to be a leader in that aspect. You need to reach the aspect of kung fu, like I say, perfection. So that's it.
So far in the gospel world, what has been some of your highlights?
Wow.
Some of the moments that you can point to and say, yes, this has made all the struggle worth it.
Well, to me, I wouldn't say, for the kind of person I am, God has really helped me travel in and out far on this, and I can't consider that as success. I consider the lives I've affected as being successful in that area, because I'm very, very happy when I see people sing my song. That means I've affected somebody. I'm very, very happy when I see somebody listen to my music and they give their life to Christ, or they take a new turn in their life for the better. So that's what I consider as success. But by God's grace, I've done some federal government jobs, sing at Basorun, state houses and all that. So for somebody that's coming, you might just think that's a level of achievement, but I don't see it like that.
So there's still more to come.
Exactly.
You talked about the impact that your music has on people's lives and everything. But then, some people, a gospel artist, sometimes they have this particular, they still sing, they are not saints. But people will have this idea that, okay, you have to preach what you sing. You have to practice what you sing, so to speak. So is it possible? How do you go about it? Do you try to strive to be a saint or something, or you just accept it?
I'm just myself. I think if there's anything, like I said, I'm self-willed. It's so difficult for anybody to put me in a box and to make me feel this is the standard. When I started music, gospel music actually, it wasn't the time where you wear makeup.
Yes.
It wasn't the time where you wear skimpy dresses.
Yes.
Me, I was like that, and everybody was saying everything they want to say. But I'm like, I can't pretend this is me. I love life. And doesn't mean because I'm not being a Christian doesn't mean what I wear. You get? So I understood that from the beginning.
I can only imagine how it must have been like, with makeup, and then
I'm not an
gospel artists had to have that
cover their hair,
this
even till
understated
now.
look.
Exactly. That one doesn't make you a Christian. It's the life you touch that makes you a Christian. It's not, it's not the inward thing at times. How many people have you helped? Life is about impact. The name of this place.
Right.
It's about impact. So that's what I believe a Christian should be. Life of an impact. As in giving, impacting people. Like I have a Muslim living with me. by God's grace, I lived with people. So that one has really helped me to adopt people living with me. I have a Muslim lady living with me, and I've never for once preached to her because I want her to see me as an example. And one day we were going to church, she was asking, Auntie, can you get me a Bible? So I don't need to force you into my religion or force you to believe Christ. So seeing my way of life is enough.
Lifestyle has to be attractive to people. Yeah. That's right. Gospel artists, are they strictly, I just have this thought on my mind, are they strictly people that sing about Jesus Christ, Christianity, or some people that sing about life, living peacefully, love, not necessarily the romantic type of love now, but love between neighbors, love between brothers? Could we call them gospel artists?
Oh, that's a tough one. Okay, well, I would say if you say gospel artist, that means this person is strictly gospel. And there are some of us, like somebody like me now. I did a wedding party last week, and the couples wanted secular music mixed with gospel, and we still did that. I think we need to differentiate between our Christian life and the career itself. At times, it's just like you saying, okay, I'm a gospel artist, I want to go to the swimming pool, so because I'm a gospel artist, I need to wear a gown into the swimming pool. You get? So we just need, some of us actually like, this is strictly gospel, they must know me for that. Fine, it's good. And some of us, okay, we take it as, okay, it's a career. If I need to fit into this, I just need to just make sure I don't do anything that will bring a stain on the name of Christ or the body of Christ. That's just it.
Do you have musical mentors, people that you look up to in the music and gospel world?
Like people, my father in the Lord says, if you don't have a father, you don't move further.
Wow.
So everybody has, if you say you just dropped like that, it's not possible. And by God's grace, I've moved with a lot of people, and someone like Edward Sunday is a producer. I've known him like over 20 years now. He's my mentor. And Nero Basa is a jazz pianist. He stays in the UK. I've worked with him in Nigeria for many years before he relocated abroad. Those are my mentors.
That's good. You mentioned quite a number of gospel artists.
Okay.
There's this general belief that I've talked to most people, they have that belief that gospel artists are not appreciated enough, especially in Nigeria. That there's, compared to their secular counterparts, that they receive more recognition, more money, fame, compared to gospel artists. Is that true?
Not really, not all that true. Because there are really some gospel musicians that are really making it big time. It's all about what you can offer.
But they feel like you have to work maybe twice as hard as any random musician would.
Samuel Posen is not working that, working that hard, and he's
not being that disadvantaged.
Exactly, he's a brand ambassador. No, I just believe we need to just work more on how to package ourselves. How many of us do we have management that go to all these brands to ask them, I have an artist I want to push, this person has this followership? One of the things all these brands look at is your followership. Can you sell their brands? So I think we have a lot of work to do. So it's on that area. And talking about being not appreciated money-wise, we need to just, like I tell the young ones coming up, having a voice is not enough criteria for you to just put yourself in a choir. You need to understand your career. Because one thing, the mistake majority of us will do is that you just know, we have this voice, I'll just go and join a choir. And from there, you begin to grow, and they'll be like, okay, this girl is singing, this boy is singing, let's have a way of retaining this person. You won't be able to spread your wings. Like the church I attended, my pastor allowed me to spread my wings. He gave me that platform so I could do anything I want. So it's a simple logic. You studied banking and finance. That doesn't mean you need to stay in the church. You need to go to a bank to work. You're a musician, so you need to get to a place where it's comfortable for your skill to, to be seen and known and to express yourself better. So it's more of you packaging yourself well. So I don't be, if you have what it takes, there are some gospel artists, they just tell you this is what I want and you pay them. If you have what it takes, why not? People will give you what you deserve.
What challenges have you encountered personally?
Well, in the beginning, everybody has one story or the other to tell. You know, you being underpaid at times, and not being able to be given the platform you need, and you know, along the way, you meet a lot of people that want to take advantage of you. I think those are the challenges.
There's something that just came to my mind because I have a sister that sings too. There was this particular incident. She was singing something and lo and behold, she forgot the lyrics.
It happens when you get
wow.
excited.
So how do you cope? How do you manage that? Like,
it's stage fright most times.
oh,
When it's not easy now. Everybody's expecting. It happens to the best of us. Forget.
do you still have it?
Yes,
Even if you're going to go on stage today, now
I do.
you have that.
Oh, forget. It happens. It happens. Stage fright. No matter, I've stood in front of a large crowd in TBS and every other time. I'll just forget. You know, the pressure is so much on you, and let's say the fact, no matter how spiritual you are, when you're on the stage with a lot of artists on the same caliber with you or even above you, and you are going to sing on that same stage, you are like,
Yeah.
you know. So it happens to the best of us.
I understand. What are the philosophies that you live by? You know, someone that, okay, I want this person to be my mentor, to be my role model.
Okay.
What are some of the things that person should know about you and try to copy?
I think one thing, anybody that wants to copy me should be ready to work hard. I'm a woman of different parts, and I don't like taking the easiest way out. I don't like taking the easiest way out. So that's just it. Hard work.
Hard work, no shortcut.
No shortcut.
How do you balance work? I mean, all the things you do. You're a businesswoman, relationship coach, music trainer, gospel artist. One of it is enough for you to be overworked. How do you balance all that and being married?
You see, one thing we need to get is that Nigeria here, you can't just do one thing and excel. You need to do a lot of things. So it's not only gospel music that brings money for me. So what about this? I don't have shoes, and I'm looking forward for a legacy I'm going to leave down for my children. Well, balancing it hasn't been easy. Even you trying to get me, I'll be like, I'll call you back. We're trying to do a lot of things together. I think for me, I got married late, actually. I got married at the age of 40 in 2015 to the love of my life.
Oh.
So, and one thing I promised God when he gave me my man was I was going to treat him like a king. And I've come to understand that those period of time that I waited was like God preparing me for the next stage of my life. Because if I was just going the way I was before, I would be out of a marriage right now, because I'm like self-centered and my work, I just need to do this, focus on my ministry and all that. So God just made me go through that delay to prepare me for my home. So one of the things, the vows I made was I will concentrate more on my family. Because what is the essence of being a Christian when you did not win your home and you want to win the outside world? So I give more time to my family life than any other thing. Especially my husband, he's sacrificing a lot.
Wow.
So he sacrificed. So anytime I'm around for him. I make sure he's okay. Even I make sure his food is okay. Every other thing, he comes first. So if I settle that aspect, it will be so easy for me to do the other aspects.
Is he in the ministry too? Is he a gospel artist?
No, he's a gynecologist.
Something entirely different. Wow.
Right.
That's good. How do you relax? Because you seem like this energetic woman, always working.
I love movies.
How do you let your head down?
I love movies. I just, like I told you, I'm into myself. I love myself so much. So I'm always at home. If I'm not doing it, like my Mondays now, I'm always at home.
Yeah.
So I'll watch all the series I've not watched for a whole week. I just have them recorded and all that.
Gospel, Christian movies.
No. Why did I actually say that now? No, it was so sharp. I'm like, anyone that comes my way.
It's not limited. So any advice to anyone watching you now that is still young in the industry, someone that wants to be a great gospel artist, what would you say to that person?
No shortcuts.
You said it all already.
No shortcuts. And then don't despise your days of little beginnings. Just like that. Now, I'm telling you, I was telling somebody yesterday a word. I never knew how I got here. I never knew. It was just no shortcuts. Then being humble. That's all. Being selfless.
All right, we have been talking with Ibironke Basorun, a gospel artist, a woman of valor, a very strong, energetic woman. Thank you for coming on Breakfast Weekend.
I really appreciate you. Thank you very much for bringing me.
Welcome. It's back to the studio now.